a very important piece of the puzzle. And so let's get into this matchup. VP versus Mouse underway.
Yeah, hoping it's not the last hurrah, but if it is, let's hope they go out with a bang. And Mousesports on the T side of TRAİN, their pick in this series, pushing quick towards B. Kinder has been a beast, but he gets double tapped by Acor and ropz and put out of the round immediately. 2 CTs on the rotate. Mousesports aren't committing. It's not like he got that much info. He saw 2 players, that's it. So they still have 3 on the A site, 2 towards Ivy, and already players falling out of B. They're going to regret this one. Kicker is the only man here.
I love the connector lineup through the smoke for ropz. Mirage-esque from Palace in upper B. And that'll be quite useful because that very much limits where VIRTUS can push in from, as we can see. Up close with the extra bullets of the Glocks, that will certainly come in handy. You can see the shots being baited for jaCkz, and there is the man Carrigan with a multi-frag in the pistol round. And even if you get another IGL, another captain figure, the way he plays in the server, especially as we have seen in the previous few games, I don't think there is another Carrigan who can tick all those boxes. You can see Sapphire is our observer for the first match of the day. Glorious hair as always. Is it me, guys, or is it the same picture each time?
I think it is.
Oh, they had me, guys. Well, Mousesports take the pistol on the T side. We see the force buy from VIRTUS. Mostly smokes in terms of utility. Angie trying to get towards Pop Dog, but he is denied by, of course, the captain of Mousesports, Carrigan.
Oh, clean entries here from these T-side players. jaCkz is trying to save, but not going to be allowed. Getting out with the scout. Spam to the smoke by BMAS. He gets a double. And VP, I mean, what can you even do here? At this point, they're already holding on to their guns. Yakinda's watching Con. Kicker won't even drop hot because that's too predictable at this rate. So he's walked the walk around towards T-spawn. Looking like a flawless round for Mousesports, though. A pretty risky bite, getting those rifles in the second, right? 3 AKs and a Galil, but they don't lose a single player, and that's very profitable for Mousesports. Holding on to weapons for at least the first 3, right? As VP have to eco 1 more. And Frozen, hey, he's got nothing to lose. May as well have a little bit of a look-see. But even then, Mousesports 2-0. VP just waiting for that bank.
Oh, it's predictions time in the chat now. I'm going with Mousesports for this one. I got 58,000 points. I'm putting a solid 25 up for grabs here.
All in!
25,000 points.
Is that for map or series?
For the map.
Okay.
So I've got 25,000 points on Mousesports. I'll let you know how it goes. Currently 90%.
Ratio like?
People are going big on Mousesports. They believe in those betway odds for sure. So we've got 2 tasers out for VIRTUS Pro. I think, you know what, if you look at the ladder upper B, right, you can basically go beyond standing position on the ladder. And I feel like there's a play to be had with a Zeus or maybe even a Mag 7 up there.
Yeah, on the little bit of wood that juts out, you mean?
Just staying on top of the ladder at the very top of it.
Oh,
and
yeah,
crouching. Yeah. Because it's such a weird position. I don't think people are gonna, they're gonna swing and look towards connector or to the site or something. But I just don't know about the range, because you can move away from the edge. You can like move to the right of the ladder, further away, or to the left, closer, as you can see. Like if you're to the right of the ladder, you're pretty far away. So I don't know how far the range goes. I need to test this.
They still have that AC vent in upper B that you can boost on as a CT. Say you smoke, top B or even ramp, and you quickly run on the upper rail. You can boost on the AC. It's super weird, off angle. No one's ever ready for it. It's the fans. You might see him pop up in the top right, but yeah, not the go-to. Maybe even a pixel walk, who knows. But fun to do in your matchmakings where you're not going to get banned. So 3-0 for Mousesports. Here's the guns for VP. Double up as soon as they can do it. Buster's on glass as well. ropz is running towards B, and Buster's got the first pickup.
Oh, yeah, but Carrigan, he's so good at doing this, man. He is like one of the masters of getting out through main and then taking up these positions over here in sandwich. Now he's pressuring these players back in the site, but jaCkz is there to bail out his team. ropz sneaking out through the rafters in the meantime. Yeah, I thought he would have seen Kicker there. Twice he appeared on the screen, but ropz just never looked aware. Now frozen down to the 1v4. All alone, even some aggression coming in over towards upper B here. He's going to have his work cut out for him.
Kicker's even playing the info game. He's not trying to get the kill early and risk it, but Frozen checks the corner. Kicker still wins the fight. NT. Double AWP and AK saved, so pretty good round for VP there with only one single casualty. Mousesports obviously still pretty rich considering their anti-ecos were nice and clean.
So chat's gone about 77% in favor of Mousesports.
Ooh.
As far as laying it on the line. Honestly, there's definitely value to be had with the VİRTUS Pro side of things. But we shall see. They both looked very, very strong indeed. But Cadian, I think a lot of eyes will be on him for this one. Sanji, a bit deeper than one would normally expect. Dab hand with the rifle is Sanji. That'll be a great challenge for ropz as this half continues. VP showing some presence towards main now, and Cadian will try and stop them from pushing in. You can see Akindar was threatening to do exactly that. In the meantime, Sanji getting harassed, but he'll deal with ropz with his own gun. Now we've got a 5 versus 3 for VİRTUS Pro. Buster posting up off angle towards Ivy. Frozen with a flashbang to take an angle. He knows where one is, but there's only one in CT. Kika, that's a big headshot though for Frozen.
Oh, Buster's position getting a little bit scary, but that's where Jame helps out massively. Another good flashbang. Gonna force Jame off the angle. Oh, Cadian could have had 2 there as they're both grouped up. Over here towards E-box, jump over, Jame mid-air, plucks one from it, and now A-Corp left all alone in the 1v4. And they're gonna try and swing him together. That one missed shot, that should seal the deal, and there it is. VP onto a winner, onto a second, and keeping 4 alive in the process.
Yeah, like you said, great flashes for Mouse, right? They get VP off the angle more than enough times, but re-peeked by the orbs, no fear. And now Mousesports, they finally had their economy bottom out. It's going to have to be an eco. Nothing they can do or say about it. ropz has a Deeg. I like how much control Sanji's been showing in Pop as well. He's actually got another spawn for it, so if he wants to take it, this is definitely the round to do it. Always a risk trying to cross Pop. You know you're somewhat at the whim of the T's and their spawns as well. But Mousesports haven't been going for any audacious plays out main just yet. We've been seeing good Molotovs for VP. Mousesports even default smoking main out of spawn. Yakinda's pushed. Oh, flash is good. And Yakinda gets out of there alive. That's a smart play. He could have doubled down. He could have committed. But instead he gets out with a chunky nade to boot.
Massive, massive damage. Love seeing those giant red bars lining up for Buster almost. Doesn't connect with either of them though, but he will land a shot on ropz. A warm-up round for VİRTUS Pro, especially with the AWPs. Don't know that VÍRTUS will be achieving much in this round. They'll see him pick up the pistol, sure, but he has a Glock, so I would still pick it up. I think he will eventually. There we go. 7 bullets ready to fire. So many angles. And the eventual happens. Good round for VİRTUS Pro again. It is a target practice round. They don't lose any players. It doesn't cost them any money beyond utility. So in that respect, it's all good in the hood. I had my headphones on the wrong way around.
Were you hearing the shots from your left and your right?
Yeah, I was like, why? What is happening? I recently, I rolled my chair over my my gamer headphones too often and it messed the wire up, so I've got the Sennheisers out. But they're very, there's no fancy gamer shapes on them. So you've got to pay attention when you put them on. Anyway, we've got the 5 AKs out for Mousesports in this round. 134, they don't have too much utility. Flash is being deployed and VÍRTUS has made his way into the Olof position. Ivy's been smoked off. They may have a chance here, but Buster's ready for the quick scope on Cadian. Got 2 men to control the Ivy position. But there are more Mousesports players now making their way towards Sandwich.
Sanji goes back to the Ivy smoke to help out his teammate, but there's no more players there. That's given Mousesports room, hiding behind the smoke. RVP, Sanji goes back through. That one's going to fade, and BMAS should have the drop on two. He sprays with a free kill. The orb trapped to the back. Another one on the site, and Kickers come through the connector as well. There's a B flank if they need it. Kickers killed Frozen. Can this bomb get out of there alive? Where even is it? It's dropped on the site. That's not how things were supposed to go, but this flank could still be the fly in the ointment if Kicker doesn't check for it well. He's gone back on a timing. He's looking at B, and he's been backstabbed by ropz, who will be stalling out this kill. He could kill jaCkz as well. 2 for 1 maybe, but no. jaCkz is so fast, and now that's at least drawn the AWP off of the site. They know that Buster had one as well on Ivy. Information is good for Mousesports, but where has jaCkz gone?
Oh, they gotta try and figure it out. It's a bit of a guessing game here as they look for him. Buster, missed shot, and oh, there's the swing.
Nice.
Gets it down to the 1v1, but 7 seconds. Akor's got a drop, and jaCkz will oblige. 4 on the board for VP, as jaCkz is looking really good out of the gate.
Yeah, ropz, what a massive B flank that, you know, he's trying to maximize his value there. He's trying to stall out the kill on Kicker so he can maybe get one towards connector. But the second he fires, jaCkz is so aware, so ready, and just trades it immediately. Doesn't let Mousesports use that backstab. And at that point, bomb loose, jaCkz rotating round. Pretty common to see him, or really any AWPer in the connector, be using those backtracks pretty commonly, right? Often just taking a shot from each and running rotates to keep the T's on their toes. So jaCkz does that well. He keeps the bomb in his vision and wins the round for Virtus Pro. No plant for Mousesports, bit of a calamity. But that round was so close, right? Like, if ropz is maybe a second faster, it's probably Mousesports. Only so much you can do, though. Scout Deegs.
Yeah, this is another strong position for Virtus Pro to build some cash. As we can see, jaCkz got a clean $9,000 in the bank. That said, CeRq has a 10th of that, so they could definitely do with a money build in round 8. And how dangerous is it? We have multiple Desert Eagles on deck, as well as that scout on ropz. So indeed, Mousesports will invite peeks from the narrow channels for Virtus Pro. Fact-finding mission is jaCkz are on, and oh god, he's gone into ropz's angle. So far, so good. Made a little inroads towards Sandwich with Akor and that Glock. How much more damage can they do?
Yeah, surely no one's going to peek this scout now, right? VP are playing nice passive positions. Buster's at risk of going down, but oh, another tag. The AWP goes low. Sanji will win a fight, killing Akor and Sandwich, but there's the Deke for BMAS. All these pistols and this scout could get dangerous. There's a B push coming through, and jaCkz wrapped back on the tracks, like we said. He has a lovely angle to clear out one. That's ropz getting tagged from above. Buster swinging wide. Doubles up. They line up. And that's the bomb loose as well. Should be a VP round with this pop flank. And nowhere to go but spawn for ropz. So, yeah, it started off pretty well for Mouse, right? A D kill, a scout kill, a tag to jaCkz. But the bigger they are, the harder they fall. And now we got to rely on the guns of Mousesports.
Every round can be quite dangerous. Pretty good for Mousesports, the impact they had. They can certainly build on that. Haven't forced jaCkz to spend too much money though. 900. He went drop for a single person.
Oh, he's going for the upper peak. There are players there, but no one's swinging into him. And this is information now for VP as well. Right, not seeing anyone peek over towards B. You're already kind of enticing the idea that it might be just this outer play, and that is how it's set up right now for Mousesports. Now you've got this AWP on Akor down here at Ivy. Carrigan, dead, trying to get out through main. jaCkz and Sanji, the men to do it to him. And so back to the drawing board in this round. Mousesports are going to go for late upper control, but the problem is James has been here all damn round, and they never knew that. So they lose ropz on the swing. The numbers now dwindling for Mouse. They need to recover it. They need kills, and just nothing's going their way. Bit by bit, this round is getting stripped away from Mousesports, and now the pop drop is in for bmas, but he's all alone. Nades. Oh, yeah, he's out of there, man. 40-second save. Maybe.
Maybe I have a selective memory, but I feel like it's almost impossible to bait a shot out of James. Like when you show him the elbow and so on, he's like, nope. Just waits until you give him enough to land that fatal connection.
That's a very good point. It's something Alex was tweeting about from Cloud9 just the other day, who's saying, you know, someone help me. How do I hit someone jiggle peeking? When I do learn that, I'll be finally good with the AWP. I saw some impressive shots out of him, but yeah, that can be quite the problem, right? Dealing with arms and legs popping round and then taking a shot and getting swung. Nothing worse.
Inferno's a good one because when you're peeking top mid and a T ramp, if they're like throwing a grenade or pulling a weapon out, their arm kind of swings out more. So you'll often see somebody just get tagged in the just showing their arm basically in the bicep or something. But here it's just a warning for Jane that someone's about to die. Very patient. The trigger discipline is very impressive with Jane.
Yeah, throwing him on upper as well, just out of spawn. They even swap him back with kicker, so he's not there for long, but he gets that opening kill. This double AWP on A is just so frustrating to deal with for Mousesports. They need to flash almost every angle just to get these players off. Instead, it's early deaths. bmas for the saved AK, surrounded by Deegs. Acor saving for the AWP on a Glock. Ugh. Tough life for some being Carrigan, shot through the fading smoke. Sanji back in pop. Him and jaCkz have just been alternating this position due to spawns, and Sanji considering going up the ladder. This is a terrifying VP right now. Mousesports are learning that the hard way.
Oh, is ropz scout gonna beat James? It does tag him. Not many people can live to tell that tale up against James on the swing. Might not matter for ropz as he loses one of his teammates down the ramp. bmas with the opener at least in the flash to get them out into the open. ropz' scout. Oh, it's a homage to Chris J maybe from ropz as he's popping off with this cheap little sniper rifle. VP now on for the retake. Buster moving in with this AWP, full on Cyclops mode. jaCkz trying to peek over this smoke, but isn't seeing anything yet. And there are two players up close. There's the info. There's ropz out of the round. So now pressure's on for bmas and Frozen, a Deeg and an AK. There's the wrap in from Sanji, and it's very, very late in the round. bmas now getting pressured from seemingly everywhere, just trying to buy time. Whoa. And over they go. There's the first. Can he get any more onto the Glock? And they are defusing. He can't get them off the bomb in time, and isn't able to stay alive either. So it's 7 on the board for VP. Sanji with the late pop lurk. I kind of love that from him. You know, we saw him waiting in pop for a very long while, just anticipating that someone was sticking around to keep an eye on it, and that man was Frozen. Well, then when Frozen falls back to go play the site, that's when Sanji flanks, and he hits the perfect timing.
Yeah, it's really awkward for Frozen as well, right? He knows the clock is what he needs to play. The longer he lives, the more chance he has that VP just slip and don't get the defuse. But with two players coming out con, they keep his attention. They allow for the stick, and he's not really playing that bomb. It's super hard to play default in a post block, especially in a clutch, right? Obviously, but super hard to play for default when you don't have the util like a Molotov to throw on it or the control towards halls. If you're loose on the site and it's a default plant, well, you're going to get stuck a lot of the time, and yeah, it's a hard round to win. You got to hope the clock plays in your favor. But good stick from Sanji, and yeah, VP back in with another, building and building on the CT side.
What Mousesports had bringing into that round as well, an AK and a scout basically, and a bunch of pistols, and consider how far they got and the impact they had on the economy. Jane with less than $10,000 now, but you know there's still a fair bit. You can see the likes of Buster on 9K, but it was pretty impressive. Very good way to utilize ropz and flashbangs to get ropz into position. James forced off the angle once again with the AWP, but for how long? It seems he's hungry for another bite at the apple, and there we go, straight through the wall in ropz's face. That is sweet revenge if ever I've seen it.
Oh dear, it's like, yeah, you can hold him back, but only for 7 seconds, and then he's coming back with even more fire than before. 5 on 4. Kinder back in main. You don't need to play TCon at this point, but it's good real estate, so VP, they're actually going to fall out eventually, play around the AWP that's still sat in the open with his back to the E-box. James very mobile on this other AWP as well. He's in CT right now. We've got an Ivy flash, 2 Ts here rather. Make that 1. The flash is good. Sanji follows up, and that's that spot clear. Mousesports are getting picked apart on all edges of the map. They are going to get down the ramp, but we've already got jump spots. I think Sanji might have just seen there, hitting his head on the railing to avoid staying up in the air too much and getting headshot. He's got that info. Bomb making its way to the site. kicker is already pushed oil, and Carrigan, lovely burst kill. He's doubled up. Maybe there's a chance after all, but open plant would have been his certain death, and he's managed to find a third. The AWP on his position. Will Carrigan go for the kill or the plant?
Oh, he's looking for frag, but there's the swing. And Buster just about snatches that little clutch attempt away from Carrigan. 8-3, dominant for Virtus Pro. You know, thinking about there was that little point in time where Mousesports had the lead, things were looking good, and then suddenly VP have got on this huge streak of rounds to now sit up here on 8 on Mousesports map pick as well. Yeah. So little worrisome, really.
And the way Carrigan's been fragging this week reminds me of the TSM days, although there's more AWP involved in those days, but just he's just looking absolutely savage. Sharpened teeth here at Beyond Assignment number 7. ropz's turn with the tap, tracking jaCkz, hopping around towards main. Shows you how important it's been for Virtus Pro to have the likes of Sanji and jaCkz in that pop dog position with that early kill from Mousesports. Exactly the advantage they needed. Carrigan's been hopping around in main. He's been putting smoke down for the CT Molotovs and so on, to just try and understand the climate of the bomb site, how aggressive Virtus Pro are being and so on. Sanji's been everywhere. Last round 5 to beat. This round he's in the olofmeister position with a multi-frag, running out of bullets, but maybe he's done enough.
That's so sad for Aiko. He doesn't even get to play the AWP that round. Carrigan picks it up. Aiko takes the AK, because obviously Carrigan's low. Aiko immediately dies. Carrigan follows. So it's not like he can even go pick it back up. Dead body being shot. Buster giving away his spot, but he's still in with a chance as he pre-fires his AWP on all angles. James is in heaven. Oh my. He's a bit of a god, and he's firing down at death. Nice trade. 2 up for either side with the bomb on the site. Buster can't stop the plant this time around, and Kicker, he's meandering through the connector.
You can see Mousesports nervous about the Ivy situation, and with good reason. Frozen peeks it to understand what's happening, and now it's down to ropz, but he's only got 15 seconds to plant this bomb. Looking for that second player, expecting a rotation, which you can't quite find, so perhaps it is somewhat safe to plant for Ivy. His feet just about not visible. Molly comes a little late, and the CT tries to stream out now. Both facing at the same time, just about. That one was getting scary with the first kill. ropz looking for the transfer, but Buster gets there just in time with the Desert Eagle. An expensive round for Virtus Pro. Only Buster will survive. He's got plenty of cash to drop, however.
That was well played for Kicker, though, right? Obviously, you can't stop the plant without, taking a big risk. And so that molly and then the reposition to the back of the train just buys a couple of seconds. And that's all he needs for Buster to come through con to be able to trade. And then Kicker just takes the straight-up fight, knowing ropz is probably swung off the back of the molly. So, yeah, it's a good trade work in a two-on-one, right? And VP just keep building, man. 3-0 for Mousesports in the pistol and anti-ecos, but yet to field a gun round. Scary stuff. Their map pick as well. We've even seen Carrigan, do what he often does to get these openers, right? Get those 2 smokes in A, the sandwich E-box, send out a player down Olof or main, and often, a good route is like the one that Hunter on G2 will take you. You get sandwich E-box down, you take your spawn Olof, you push into sandwich, then you wrap back the brown train to E-box, and you can often catch close pop players. Carrigan's been trying things like that, but VP have been very much on top of it. Good mollies in main. jaCkz and Sanji playing very close, and these orbs have not been dealt with yet. Still 2 of them. The second VP could afford them, they bought them, and they haven't stopped running them since. Fast down main for BMAS, and it's a slaughter again for Virtus Pro. 2 kills with no issue.
Man, it's just rough start after rough start here for Mousesports, and you know, some of this usual stuff they try with Carrigan, you know, getting out nice and early to add that aggression in, just hasn't been working. It's been given over these kills. So now Acor back here in main, want to see something big out of him on this AWP. Can he deliver? He sees the barrel, and there it is, tempting that frag out onto Sanji. Now the 3-on-4, and looking to fall back into a B play by the looks. Still too strong inside of this B bomb site, so a little bit scary, especially because that one smoke that they've got's on Acor, and he's a little ways away, so they're going into this one dry, down the ramp, frozen. The attempt at the entry, they spot the double hold now, and it's him and ropz combining, maybe for the double. There it is, Jame out of the round, so suddenly Buster and jaCkz left in the 2-on-3, and they might just have to save.
Yeah, they can drop for the rest of the team if the 2 of them stay alive. Buster can drop 2, jaCkz 1, and they are good to go for another. That is quite the turnaround from Mousesports, starting with just the forearm of Sanji spotted by Acor. And that was enough to allow him to do some more. 4 rounds for Mousesports. Hey, they could get 6 in this half. That would be great, I think. But again, Virtus Pro will be on the full buy most likely in that next round. It's a small chance that jaCkz gets spotted by Aurora. Doesn't happen. Very crucial frags here. ropz taking the angle away from Jame. Will telegraph his re-peek because his legs can be seen as well. So an expensive one, but indeed they will have the AWPs out once again and full utility Virtus Pro. So the tests will keep on coming for Mousesports towards the end of this first half. If they could win this one though, that'll put them in a very good situation for the last. Acor and Buster, oh, edge of the smoke. I don't think Acor just spotted him. Oh, that's very unfortunate for Mousesports.
He walks the smoke. What a crazy peak.
That's unreal.
Yeah, the fact that Buster just feels as confident as Jame with the AWP as well. Scary stuff. James just left me timing as the smoke comes down. BMAS hits a good push through it. The mollies forced him even further forward. Jame dead on the connector. Carrigan, great entry, and BMAS has followed up. They've finally cleared out B. Mousesports have found the solution in these last couple of rounds, and the Molotov will certainly help Carrigan with another. You might even find jaCkz burning alive. BMAS helping out, and Buster might need to save. Those drop guns did nothing. They barely fired a shot.
This is a good recovery, though, from Mouse, right? Most importantly, you know, they've really dug themselves out of this rough spot right at the end of the half. After this, the money is going to be gone for VP. Force buying up whatever they can. But that's pretty much the extent of it here. Buster, at least if he gets away with the AWP, that's something for them to work with into round 15. But a 6-9 half, now more than achievable for Mouse. They win these last few rounds, and in doing so, break VP's money heading into round 15. So very, very important stuff going on. AWP looked like he got dropped over to Jame.
Last round of the first half. The French guns are out for Virtus Pro. jaCkz with the UMP. Kiko with the Desert Eagle. So jaCkz will be up close with the UMP, but ropz with the crouch peek. Absolutely clean as a whistle. In and out. Thank you and cheers. ropz is back down again with the AWP, looking to swing maybe. jaCkz trying to find something with the Deagle. BMAS is here for support as well. Looking somewhat awkward for Virtus Pro, but they'll give themselves some breathing room with that smoke grenade at the very least. But they'll be swinging through that smoke from BMAS. And then there were 3. Sanji in a very tough position, trying to get it done. Molotovs will stop how far he can fall back, but James may have some angles for him. They'll deal with ropz from the pop dog. So many Mousesports players here. But Sanji with the multi-frag keeps it competitive. 2-on-2 now as James goes up the ladder.
Yeah, very winnable here for VP still. James in a great position. He's got a frag from here earlier, but they're not offering up much. One man below him. Oh, up the ladder. Was that a spot for Frozen? We'll have to wait and see. BMS is getting closer. Frozen making noise on the ladder, and James spotted. He's going to try and tuck in, hide, wait as the attention is now drawn to his position. Buster can provide cover and kills. He's got one. He's looking to double. There's the kill. Oh, spotted Frozen on the E-box, and running out of time. Buster will clean it up. Lovely little 2v2 there for VP to find double digits at the end of the half. Mousesports, their only salvation was on the B bomb site, and we'll have to see if they can pick up the pieces in their CT half. Join us in just a moment for the rest of TRAİN.
So we were discussing whose hair would we choose from Versus Pro. I'd say James got boy band hair. He's got kind of rock band hair. jaCkz's got boy band hair. And CeRq's got the he's got the wave man.
Style.
He's got the ocean hair.
Surfer out on the coast right
Look
now.
Look at Frozen's hair. Holy crap. It's a nuclear explosion of a haircut. And the bomb's been dropped by E-box. It's going to be hard to retrieve that one, although jaCkz will do it. Just jaCkz and CeRq remaining. I say just are both very dangerous players. 2 versus 3 made 1v3. jaCkz now trying to deliver 2 more guns in the magazine. Falling back. Quick reload. Pop up the ladder. See what he can find. BMS being very careful. ropz round the back by the old bomb. Oh, he's just found his head. Has no idea where ropz is. And has so much time to play with. I think it'll be difficult for both now.
Yeah, one shot to jaCkz should kill him, right? So that's the trick up the sleeve of ropz. jaCkz considers walking, but knows he can probably get there in time with no problem. ropz has just not moved. He sat back on Ivy. jaCkz's got a free bomb plant. I love this as well. Too many players. Obviously, this is a risky move. Too many players just plant default in 1v1s. I feel like you should always plant open if you have a chance like that. Gives you so many options. And now ropz, if he sees that open plant, if he comes back from yellow or oil, he's going to start checking the side, checking the back, making sure that he's not being, you know, flanked or anything. Now, the danger here is ropz could just jump on it with a kit, and jaCkz is very far away. Coming down the ramp, and ropz with the tap, not sticking yet. He's holding the right spot, tucked in. jaCkz doesn't fall for it. That's a great play. If ropz just stuck the bomb with the kit, he wins the round. And now I don't think there's any time left. He hasn't even tapped it again. He's just pushing upper. It's a nice clutch from jaCkz in the 1v3, finding a VP a pistol.
Oh, he gets some bonus money towards the end and manages to save the defuse kit. I always like to see a kit in a force buy, or well, more of like an eco situation, because I think it could really throw a spanner in the works and catch people off guard. So we'll see if ropz is able to do anything with it. But they've got 5 rounds on the CT side, so this kind of puts them in an awkward position, losing this pistol round, Mousesports. And they have chosen to go for that force buy, Acor leaving AWP money in the hole. Got a grenade thrown towards B, stop any CT push. Molly for sandwich as well. Versus Pro, I'm sure, will take it slow now.
VP being given the room Ivy, and they will give it away, but BMS is holding from the back line. 3 on B as well. When things go very quiet on TRAİN, it is pretty common to move numbers into B, right? Expecting the T's to be just walking over from the halls, setting up a util. But that's not the case. jaCkz pops out main. Already rotates coming back for Karrigan. High flash is going through, and no one on the green train, so jaCkz's got a lot of room right now. Oh, that's a great deep from Frozen, and he's not done. Karrigan helps out with another. Oh boy, the force buy could find something here for Mousesports after all, but like we've already seen, don't count VP out of these clutch moments. They still have the weapon advantage, and blink and you miss it. 2 kills come back the way of VP to make it a third. Sanji eats a bullet, eats 2, but still takes the kill to ropz, leaving ropz on the site. Tagged players, he'll finish the job. ropz in the 1v2, spamming, but he can't get CeRq as well. Oh boy, nice try, very close, but VP, they deal with the eco, or the force rather, and now it is the eco. Now it's VP surely to 13. This game is falling apart for Mousesports at the seams.
Well, there's a huddle of Mousesports players moving into B from connector. Still one flash onto A-core, but I don't expect much to be done here. As long as Virtus Pro make good use of their time. Carrigan popping in to say hello. Might find himself some targets. There are grenades going in his direction, though. A-core's been spotted thanks to that trajectory of that flash, trying to support where he can. And we can see Frozen still on a high ground. He's just waiting to play the time game. Looking for that bomb plant. The bomb is still on the way. Have assumptions been made about upper B? Looks like they might have, as there's a lot of activity around the ladder room itself, but no one going above B. 25 seconds now, and there'll be time for Virtus Pro to clean up. Nobody watching at all. Oh, 2 headshots from Frozen. Now things get real difficult. There's only Buster on the B bomb site. James on the flank right now. 15 seconds for the bomb to get planted, and CeRq's in the red, but Frozen's been dealt with. That was very crucial indeed. Getting pretty damn scary towards the end there, but there'll be no gifts for Mousesports.
Yeah, do about as much as you can there in that position, but all it's done is at least soften up somewhat the economy of VP. But at this point, right, Mousesports, they need to actually break it. They need to do it now, or this might be their map falling through their fingers. Virtus Pro. This is a damn fine showing right now. 13-5. The AWP out for A-core. Nathan Molly's in main. Kinder's going to molly back sandwich. Mousesports still sat with 4 on that A site. ropz solo in is pretty standard though. He can do really good positions. Not V play though. It's fast out main. And Frozen and Carrigan again picking up the early kills. Mousesports, that's the start they needed.
Oh. Even further extended thanks to Carrigan again. And yeah, you know, after, cobbling together something on the T side, you were hoping for the fact that Mousesports could have rebounded in this second half. But they'll need a few more rounds like this. Currently in the 5v2. VP, very, very split up here. CeRq with no utility either. Not even like he can sell a fake from here. 45 seconds. He's going to start to make his way back over here towards Pop. Wonder if he's going to look for control, because right now Frozen is waiting down here patiently. Right now it's nothing. 30 seconds. This is just the save for VP. That's free. But yeah, this is just getting away with guns. Mousesports, they don't need to hunt. They are going to throw a few more bodies at this, see if they can get away with anything, but CeRq ain't peeking. So, all right, 4 alive. I need to bring the AWP back out on A-core as well. Actually, I think it's saved forward. Still a long ways to go to tie this game up, and clean CT rounds are quite the place to start. Keeping 4 alive at least means Mousesports build up a little bit more bank at the end of that one. And there's still a long way to go yet.
Very big round for Mousesports. See if Frozen can have the success Sanji did. Got the better of ropz a few times on versus Pro's CT side. Always got to be careful with that lower smoke. There can sometimes be one ways over the top of it for a CT behind. Hence the free fire from CeRq. A hello from ropz. So there's presence upper B for versus Pro, and maybe that keeps Karrigan towards this B bomb site for the time being. And now they'll soon be present towards Ivy, at least from double grenades in Acor's direction, down to 20 HP. Looking for a boost in the middle. So there were 2 HEs, 1 will remain. So Mousesports have the information that there are 2 Ivy. But that information is getting older by the second, so they'll have to read what they think versus Pro are trying to do here.
Still so split on the C side. The double drop comes through, and Buster takes down Frozen. Such a surprise so late in the round. Acor pushed back. He's going to try and watch Ivy. The smoke's faded as well. There's no one there, but he doesn't know that, so his attention is diverted for the meantime. jaCkz uses that to catch him from atop the train, and CeRq finds Karrigan as well. Acor at least got one before he fell, but we need more frags from Mousesports, and they are falling like flies. Just BMAS to the edge. They don't know it's him. Jay, oh, saved by jaCkz, jumping on top of the train. And VP 14-6. They lose 1 round. They instantly come back with a killer one on that A site. And Mousesports come tumbling down. They've got another buy thanks to their 1 rifle round, but 14-6. You really don't have a lot of hope.
And this is what I was worried about, right, when I did see the vetoes, because now with Dust 2 coming up after this, you know, VP could be teed up, rather, for a 2-0 victory in this one. Scary times ahead for the Mousesports squad. What's the game plan going to be?
James, how are you feeling about your channel points right now?
See, well, I didn't go all in. I was like...
Smart.
I think maybe I was a bit baited by the odds, but not enough to... I didn't think it was a lock-in, put it that way. So while I put a hefty... I put like half my chips in. I have half left should Mousesports lose, so that's okay. It was a calculated risk. A speculation. We'll see if it will prove good. jaCkz spots ahead. Not fast enough to dome, though. Acor moves away. jaCkz looking for an opportunity. He knows he's got a good position. We can see Karrigan in main. Able to steal a gun away as well. Surely he gets picked off by jaCkz. Maybe that slows him down from making a play elsewhere. He is behind enemy lines. Karrigan drop. BMAS trying to trade, and it goes from bad to worse to terrible for Mousesports. Let's not forget, they're 2 rounds away from losing their pick of train.
Yeah, I mean, normally you'd be looking to save here, but you just don't have the scoreline if you're Mousesports. You just don't have the room. So they want to give this a go, but now they lose the first man, and now for Acor, he's like, yeah, well, I might just save. I might just have to give it up, but they don't let him. VP hunt him down. 15 for VİRTUS Pro. And worry on the horizon for Mousesports. Yeah, I mean, look at that buy to try and put a stop to VP taking this map away. You're relying on 2 FAMASes, or 3 FAMASes rather, Mag 7 on Acor. And there was a scout, believe it or not, legend says, right? But that's already taken out of the round. Oh dear.
From bad to worse. And then bad again.
And then a little more worse. Oh, no.
English is hard, Harry.
Well, at least he died in a recovery position.
Ah, yes. I'll be able to resurrect him, I'm sure, post-round.
Saw it on Blue Pizza once.
Good read for Mouse, but that's not really been the problem, has it, in this game? They're even moving 3 over, and of course, Sanji, where is he? CT spawn. VP, I'd love them to wait here. I'd love them to not go down this ramp until Sanji at least gets a kill. They go a bit early. I feel like Kick won't now, right? You've thrown your Kinder into the source, and now Sanji, he wants to get spicy with it. That's a good kill. Another one on the site, and he heard Con, so he might not be ready for ropz, who hasn't shown his position, but ropz always down on the spot, and they do trade him 1-for-1. That's good. Kerrigan cordoned off, and this might be the game in the palm of VP's hand.
You're not going to have a better time than right now to get this closed out. Kerrigan with the swing and dropped on the immediate peak. It's Kicker there to lock in the victory for VİRTUS Pro. And now they sit 1-0 up in the series.